Hey friends, this is Dolynny TV. Glad to have you aboard here for an early morning discussion on Monday. Again, this is pre-recorded, so please accept apologies if anything turns out to be wrong within the next 12 hours. What we know today, obviously here on Sunday, is that Zach Hyman still a question mark for the start of the Edmonton Oilers season, but his impact is going to be dearly needed for the Edmonton Oilers to repeat a Stanley Cup Finals performance. And, well, you know what? We're going to talk about kind of what we should expect out of Mr. Himes at the start of the year. If you are new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button. Would love to have you aboard as a regular viewer here on the channel. Again, appreciate those of you who aren't subscribed and watch regularly. That, of course, matters just as much. So, whether I waste more time on that or not, let's get to it. If you are new to the new to the video as well, definitely leave a like. Would appreciate that. All right, enough about myself. Zach Hyman, we know that he was injured in that Dallas series. We know that he needs a performance of a lifetime this year alongside a new winger, likely, in, of course, Ike Howard for the Edmonton Oilers alongside Connor McDavid, and, of course, a rebirth of the power play under Paul McFarland. So for Zach Hyman, there's plenty of opportunity. He's a goal scorer. He's a gritty guy. He's a guy that can hit. He's a guy that can do it all. And he is desperately going to need to come into the season guns a-blazing. The only problem is, how healthy will he be to start the year? Our last update was a little while ago, still waiting on the wrist to heal up, all that. And what we know is the timeline is Game 1 against the Calgary Flames for Zach Hyman to suit up. Now, that said, when a player typically misses all of training camp, it takes a few weeks for them to get up to speed. So for Zach Hyman, are you expecting an impact kind of like Evander Kane when he jumped onto the scene in Game 2 of the playoffs this year for the Oilers? Or are you expecting a slower start for one Zach Hyman? For the Oilers, I think from their perspective, it will be a faster start for Hyman simply because the rest of the team will be moving a little bit faster at the start of the year. So one would assume the impact from Hyman will be felt right away, especially as I mentioned in a video that you'll see later today, talking about Ike Howard and his shot. If he's not afraid to shoot, Zach Hyman's going to cash a lot of goals that otherwise he didn't last year, when I think maybe some would call a disappointing start, at least for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins last year, not scoring near as much or shooting as much on the power play. So for a power play that should be a lot more shot first and a guy on his other wing that should be a lot more shot first in Ike Howard, Zach Hyman's going to have a lot of opportunity in front of opposing netminders, at least at the start of the year, to cash in goals before they really start adapting again to them through the rigors of a regular season. So we'll see what happens here for Zach Hyman. But again, I think the course the Oilers season will take, if he is delayed in terms of recovery and return, is maybe not as drastic as it would have been last year or the year before, but it will be felt, right? You've got Matt Savoy, who could easily slide alongside McDavid and Ike Howard on that top line, and you're probably going to manage some good results. I'm not going to say great, but good. But obviously, if you can get Zach Hyman back for Game 1, the impact and the power of this Edmonton Oilers team at full health is going to be absolutely unreal to see. And that's what I invite you back to watch here later on today around 4 p.m. Mountain Time. I'm going to be discussing kind of why the NHL should fear the Edmonton Oilers in 2025-2026, so stay tuned for that. I want to thank you for being aboard for today's quick discussion on Zach Hyman, and we'll talk to you a little later on. I'm up on out of here.